I feel he raped my mind. He raped my mind. I can't get over, I can't understand why, what leads somebody to take the wrong part, deliberately remove the wrong part of your body.
You're a butcher. All the lives that you've killed and all the lives that you've maimed. Not damaged, but maimed. You need to wake up and smell the coffee beans. You need to learn what it's like to see people in agony.
On the face of it, Dr. Sam Eljamel seemed to have it all. He was the head of neurosurgery here at Ninewells Hospital for almost 20 years, and he had a reach that seemed to extend well beyond the wards. He had the ear of government ministers, and he flew all around the world giving speeches on his supposed expertise and knowledge in the field of brain surgery.
But Eljamel's life began to collapse when he was accused of harming patients. It's alleged he hurt at least 200 people who he operated on, leaving them with life-changing injuries. He's at the centre of a public inquiry, and the police are investigating him. Jules Rose turned out to be his final ever patient. She was supposed to be getting a brain tumour removed, but Eljamel accidentally took out her tear duct instead.
Psychopath. And now Butcher Eljamel, as we call him, but he's also Dr. Frankenstein, to maim the people that he did over all these years, and he operated on over 4,000 patients, and the lifelong injuries and what patients are suffering and the harm that he has caused.
And what effect has he had on your life?
Your life changes. The day that I went in for that first surgery, it just completely changed, but not for the better. That day, that first surgery, no, not for the better. If I had known then what I know now, I would never have ever let that butcher surgeon near me in a million years, never. And I'm sure I can vouch for plenty other patients that would say the exact same. And
when was it you operated on you, Jules?
So my first operation was August 2013, when I went in for a rare brain tumour removal, and he removed my tear gland instead.
And did you know that at the time?
No, I didn't know that at the time. I distinctly remember him saying to me, 99% removed, as in the brain tumour was 99% removed.
And then when did you find out that he botched it?
Yeah, so Eljamel called me back in and gave me this cock and bull story that he hadn't got all the tumour out, that it had been hiding behind my lacrimal gland, and he needed to go back in and remove more of it. And I said at the time, but you told me you'd 99% removed the tumour. And he changed like that, his demeanour, and he just said, I said I got some of it out. And I'm not going to question him. He was the head of neurosurgery. I still trusted him at that stage. Why would I not trust him? I'd Googled him, I'd read his CV, list of credentials that he had, very impressive. He was the head of neurosurgery at Ninewells. Why would I not trust him?
Were you left in pain by Eljamel? What did he actually do to you?
So, removing my tear gland, I'm unable to cry from one eye, from my right eye. I have intermittent pain. I have to use eye drops pretty much regularly throughout the day. But what he left me was, I feel he raped my mind. He was absolutely gaslighting me and complete and utter lying to me.
And so what happened after the second operation then?
So I got the second operation and he disappeared the next day. I was the last patient that he operated on. Nobody would tell us where he'd gone. They just said he was away for personal reasons. I wanted to know, did I have my lacrimal gland? And it wasn't until a couple months later that it was confirmed to me, and it was only through me knocking on people's doors, the medical professionals, that I said, do I have my lacrimal gland or not in my right eye? And Ninewells invited me in for a meeting and told me no, Eljamel had removed my lacrimal gland in the first operation in August instead of my brain tumour. He hadn't even touched the brain tumour in the first operation. It was still intact. MRIs demonstrated that it was still the full brain tumour that had been untouched in the first operation. He had not even went near the brain tumour.
And how did you feel when you were told that?
Well, it kind of confirmed my suspicions, because I'd been worrying, extreme worry and anxiety, wondering what was going on. What had he done to my body? Had he removed the wrong part of my body? So when Nine Wells confirmed that, it was not relief, but it was just, I really just wanted to know what had gone on in that first operation. What had this butcher surgeon done to me in that first operation?
And so have you been fighting ever since, basically, to get justice almost?
Yeah, myself and another great friend of mine now, Pat Kelly, we have been working behind the scenes since 2015, wanting to know exactly what has been going on, why the surgeon was allowed to maim so many people unchecked and unnoticed, apparently, for so many years.
And you had to really fight for a public inquiry?
We had to leave no stone unturned. It's undescribable the efforts and lengths that we had to go to fight and campaign, hard campaign, for this public inquiry. Well, I think we're only really scratched the surface. We're only at the tip of the iceberg. I think there is a vast amount of evidence to be unfolded and presented at the public inquiry that I think we will all still be left speechless. To know what myself and Pat Kelly, our co-lead campaigner, have uncovered throughout the years, through various meetings with Scottish Government, with MSPs, with NHS Tayside, and various reports that have been conducted, to the information that we've uncovered, I think this has only just really scratched the surface.
So David, just talk to me then about your experiences with Sam Eljamel. When was the first time you met him?
I met him 2009, 2010-ish. I'd had a head injury back in 2004, and I basically smashed my skull open playing tennis. It's a silly thing to do. And my doctor up in Bermulo says, "Oh, David, you got an infection in your skull. You need to go into Nine Wells. We can have it looked at." So went in. And basically the test is, so you got an infection in your skull, so the titanium plate in your head has got to come out, right? So that was done and dusted, so we get in from operation. So went in, and I sat there, and basically they sent a junior doctor in, and the junior doctor's like, "I don't understand what's going on." I said to him, and Eljamel shoved his head in, and I was giving it, "What's going on?" "Oh, the junior doctor tell you what's going on." And then they went away. They eventually said tell me what was going on. I'm a 56-year-old male. I don't get scared very easy. You know what I mean? Yeah, the odd thing scares me, but you know what I mean? I'm human. But he's scared the living bejesus out of me. And then you just think, do you know what you're doing? You're meant to trust somebody like that you think you have been put in charge of getting into people's brains, into people's bodies, and you think it's scary what people think they can do with a scalpel. So what are we got to do? Are we allowed justice? Are we allowed the facts as it should be and not hidden?
And did he bungle the operation? Did he botch it up?
Well, I'm a bad-mooded so-and-so. I've got to keep control of my bad moods. My attention span is bad. But why do we have to suffer for his malpractice?